Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For Isaac Brown and Jake Fennell, I am Zach Austin. We are live here in Smackover, Arkansas, Buckaroo Stadium. Booneville Bearcats taking on the Smackover Buckaroos. And we're about 15 minutes away from kickoff. Just give you a heads up, we are out here on the home side bleachers. If you see the camera move or anything, press box, the little press box that we're beside and our coaches are in is a little wobbly. So that's why. We'll give you some stats, and we'll get going here. The Booneville Bearcats come in number 5 in Class 3A, 9-2 overall, 6-1 in conference. The Smackover Buckaroos come in number 17 in Class 3A, 7-4 overall, and 3-2 in conference. Their 2 losses in conference was to Prescott. They lost, it was 40. I just watched it the other day, like 42, 48 to 20. And then they lost to the Gurdon Go Devils 28-6. So that was their 2 losses in conference. They are the 2nd seed, hence we are here in Smackover. They are on the top side of the bracket, so when 2 teams meet that are the same seed, the team that is on top of the bracket will be the home team. We will be watching very closely, guys, the Osceola and Camden Harmony Grove game, as the winner of this game will go and play the winner of that game. As far as the series goes, this is the very first time both schools have met. So be very interesting to see how it goes tonight. With last week's win, the Booneville Bearcats have now won 75 playoff games over our history. And so that's pretty good, especially over Junction City. I know they were down this year, but Coach Carpenter come in late in the season, turned things around for them. And he's the most winningest coach in Junction City history. And to get a win against him is saying quite a bit, honestly.
Yeah, Junction came in with a lot of tradition. We talked last week about the tradition that you see in Booneville every year, and even in down years,
right,
you're not a team that anybody necessarily wants to come up against. And same thing goes for Junction. They were they turned the ship around a little bit, got it going, got them steered the right way, and fortunately for us, we brought that to a stop last week. So looking to continue moving over the 2 seed, Smackover Buckaroos tonight.
According to Fearless Friday, the Buckaroos, with their win last week against Barton, and it was Buckaroos jumped out ahead. Barton come back after halftime, tied the game at the end of the 3rd quarter, and then the Buckaroos scored a couple touchdowns late in the 4th quarter to pull away and win last week. And so with that win, they have now moved to 30-30 on their playoff record. Now this is per Fearless Friday, so there could be some things different here and there. Like I said, we are out here on the bleachers on the home side, so we will do the best we can to get to give you the best we got. And we'll take a little break. I'll be right back. We're going to do the pledge and the prayer, and we'll take a little break. You're watching Bearcat football. And we're back here at Buckaroo Stadium here in Smackover, Arkansas. As your Booneville Bearcats take on the Smackover Buckaroos. Between these two teams, there are 7 state titles. Smackover won 1940, 1943, and 1949. Your Booneville Bearcats, their state titles come in 1986, 2000, 2013, and 2018. Where's that one paper? Right there it is. So I was looking on the way down, and, well, I'll tell you what. Let's go over Smackover stats real quick, and then we'll jump over the Booneville stuff. Watching some film, their quarterback is going to be number 11, Hildreth. He's got 1,300, almost 1,400 yards passing on the year. There'll be shotgun formation, 2 receivers to either side. They do like to run the ball. Got to watch out for their big horse in the backfield is R.J. Boone. He's got 1,100 yards on the year, and he's a big man to bring down.
Yeah, he is. He averages nearly, well, he does a little over 100 yards, 102.5 yards per game. He leads the team with 13 of their 23 touchdowns that have come on the ground. So Boone is a threat on the ground and one that Booneville has keyed on throughout the week.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully get a big stop with him and force them to beat us through the air.
Yeah. And, you know, I think we can get some pressure on the quarterback. And but his top receiver, though, for the Buckaroos is going to be number 2. That's Tanner Mitchell. He's got 477 yards on the year. He's made some pretty good catches on the film that I had saw, and guys are going to have to cover him pretty good. And we'll see what Coach Combs and the defense has got cooked up tonight to watch the passing game.
Yeah, he comes in. He's leading the team. He's got 32 receptions for 477 yards on the season, averaging right around 15 per game. And then another guy to look at, he's actually the second back coming out of the backfield. They do line him up to the outside. That's number 3.
Burgee?
Burgee, I believe how you say his name, Jarius Burgee. He's got 23 catches, a few of them coming out of the backfield as well for 306 yards on the season. So a couple dual threat guys coming out of the backfield, and something to keep an eye on tonight for the Bearcat defense.
Yeah, Burgee's also got 744 yards of rushing on the year. Right. So he's averaging around 7 yards a carry.
Yep, dual threat guy. He's a good athlete.
Some guys to watch out for on the defense for them. Their leading tackler is going to be number 42. He plays tight end H-back for him. He's a big man. Trace Davis. He's got 78 tackles on the year. And then followed by number 2, Mitchell. He's got 63 tackles. He's getting some pretty good pressure on some of the film that I watched last week from like the outside linebacker spot that he plays. So
yeah, he does. He comes in leading the Buckaroos tonight with 5 sacks on the season. So he's a guy to watch out for on both sides of the ball. He, again, was our leading receiver on offense. So dual threat guy there. Look for the Bearcat offensive line to have to put a stop on him.
Right.
Move the ball.
And the Buckaroos, according to my roster, there's only 21, 22 guys on the team, guys.
Yeah, and I think since this has been published, I think they're down closer to 18, 19 now. So not very many at all. I may be wrong on that. Either way, there's not very many. So
right.
A lot of guys going both ways.
Yes.
Got a couple injuries on their side, but for the most part, their big key pieces are available for them tonight. So, you know, we come in. Bearcats are ranked a top 5 team.
5 and 3A.
Yeah, number 5 there, number 17. But when you get to this point in the season, that doesn't mean anything. They've got the home field advantage. They've got the athletes to put a little pressure on you. Bearcats need to come out, look to score early, and get a little momentum going.
The captains, real quick, for the Buckaroos, number 11, that's their quarterback, Hildreth. Number 55, that's Stanley. Number 3, that's Burgee. And number 22, that's that one halfback. Number 3 is the other halfback. Number 22 is going to be R.J. Boone. For your Booneville Bearcats, number 7, that's Trace Hall. And number 50, that's Johnny Barnes. That's the captains tonight for the Buckaroos and the Bearcats. Some stats for you Booneville Bearcats. The leading rusher on the year is Mr. Dax Goff. He's got 1,684 yards on the year.
I talked to Dax a couple of weeks ago, and he told me his goal was 2,000. Before the season was over 2,000, I told him if you're going to get there, we got to keep winning.
Yeah.
So
I would love to see that.
Oh, I would too, man. That'd be awesome.
And last week, with Trace Hall's 100-yard-plus game, He is now over the 1,000-yard mark with 1,175 yards on the year. Looks like the Bearcats, well, as they get it situated, the field here goes north and south. Right now, your Bearcats are defending the south end zone. And it looks like the Bearcats have won the toss and have chose to kick the ball. Buckaroos will get it, and your Bearcats will be defending the south end zone. But as I was saying, last week, Trace Hall got 1,000 yards, and I did some looking over how many 1,000-yard rushers the Cats have had the last handful of years. So out of the last 8 years, the Booneville Bearcats have had, let's see, was that 6? We've had at least 6 1,000-yard rushers, just 1,000-yard rusher out of 6 out of the last 8 seasons. And then 5 out of the last 8 seasons, we've had 2 guys go over 1,000 yards. And that's pretty good because, you know, some teams will always have 1 guy, but to have 2 guys go over 1,000 yards, that's saying a lot. And then tonight, Cody Elliott only 44 yards away from going over 1,000 yards. And that'll be the 3rd back to go over 1,000 yards. And I don't know the last time we've had 3 guys go over 1,000 yards.
Oh, I don't either. And that's just a testament to how well this Booneville offense has been clicking up to this point. I expect Elliott to get more than enough to get that tonight. I may be wrong, but I expect him to have a big night right here. Well, it sounded like an athletic trivia question.
It did.
Athletic trivia question coming in. No, man, to have 3,000-yard guys, that's something special. That's a special team. Both the athletes themselves, and then you look at the offensive line helping make that happen. That's impressive.
And a couple guys to watch out for on defense for you Booneville Bearcats. Mr. Dax Goff, he's the leading tackler with 71 total tackles. Another guy to watch out for is Chase Plumell. He leads the team in sacks with 4. He's got 30 tackles on the year. Our second leading tackler for you Booneville Bearcats is number 5. That is Dunn Daniel. And he has, did I lose that paper? I lost that paper. Or I didn't staple it to it. But he's got 50 tackles on the year. Dunn does. The bad thing is, though, Dunn twisted his ankle at practice, so he won't be able to play tonight. Just as a precautionary issue, I guess you would say, right, Jake?
Yeah, he got rolled up on at practice the other day. What was that? I guess Wednesday.
Wednesday, I think.
He got it rolled up on right at the end. There was like 2 or 3 plays to go in practice, and he got rolled up on. So he's out tonight. He's hoping to rehab that thing a little bit and be back next week. He got another injury to look out for. Brett Welling, also
out.
We talked Dunn rolling it the last 5. I think Brett did it on one of the first 5 right at the beginning of practice the other day. He got rolled up on. He is playing tonight, but he's not at 100%. We'll see what he's able to do.
High kick there by Marcos, and it's fair caught by number 4. That's Wyatt Parker. That's going to bring on the Buckaroos for the first possession of the game. They'll take over on their own 29-yard line. Hey, I do have a quick shout-out. Mr. Jake Fennell, you've had a birthday this past week. Say happy birthday to you, sir.
All right, appreciate it. I got a little bit older this week. I guess that's better than the alternative.
I guess so, yeah.
Not getting older, but no, I appreciate it, man.
Going to have 2 receivers over here to the left, 1 to the right. Hildreth is your quarterback. And and Brooks is almost back there in time to intercept. The ball's on the ground. Chase Plumell applying the hit.
Yeah, there you go.
And the Bearcats recover. That is number 35. That's our freshman, Hunter Warren.
Attaboy, Hunter. That's a big play right there. Brooks met him early and wasn't able to. Just kind of did a little bit of an arm tackle there, and he was able to slip through. But luckily, we come up with a big turnover right there. And if that's the best possible start to a game,
yes, it is.
To choose to kick it off, get the fumble in your own territory, and know you're getting it back to start the second half. So awesome job right there by the Bearcat defense, and look for us to strike early right here. Big 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line.
Brooks Herrera split out to the left at receiver. PT, Peyton Tatum's going to be your quarterback. You got Dax Goff, number 34, your left halfback. Cody Elliott, 32, is your fullback. Trace Hall is your right halfback. And it's going to be handoff to Dax Goff on the right-hand side. Dax lowers his shoulders, and he's taking a guy along for a ride. Got a couple more guys in there, and he's going to be brought down about the 11-yard line.
It's a great job by Dax, man. Pick up that first down right off the bat. That's a 19-yard pickup. They're 20-yard. They're going to place it. Looks like they're placing at the 11, so 19-yard pickup right there, and it took a whole gang of Buckaroos to bring them down. I don't know what you call a group of Buckaroos.
I don't know, but a gang of Buckaroos sounds pretty good.
Call them a gang right now until I think of something better.
Right. Trace Hall goes in motion for you, Cats. It's going to be a handoff to Cody Elliott right up the middle, and he's going to get maybe 4 or almost 5 yards there on the carry.
Yeah, that's a typical Cody Elliott run, man.
Sorry.
Typical Cody Elliott run. Nothing super fancy about it. Just lowers the shoulder and fights for extra yardage. It's a great job by him. We got a guy jogging off the field. His helmet came off. That's number 58, Juan Ellingson.
He also plays right tackle on the offense for the Buckaroos.
2nd down and 7.
Jace Washburn split out to the right. Brooks Herrera to the left. Goff goes in motion. It is 1st and 6 from the 7-yard line. 10:45 left to go here in the first quarter. PT under center. And it's going to be a handoff to Elliott again up the middle. Cody's going to go in from 7 yards out. Touchdown, Bearcats with 10:39 left to go here in the first quarter.
About as good as you could draw it up, guys. To strike early like that, that's exactly what Booneville was looking to do. And fortunately, they're able to do it with a quick turnover.
Yes.
In less than 2 minutes in the game, Bearcats find themselves up 6-0 with the extra point pending.
It's going to bring on Marcos Major to do the PAT, one of our foreign exchange students from Spain. Give a shout out to his mom and dad. They always watch all the way back in Spain. PT to do the hold. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is good.
It's a good little kick on him right there. Got a lot of distance on that. Again, I've said it twice now. Can't draw it up much better. Bearcats find themselves up 7-0. 10:39 left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, you really couldn't. Chase Plymel forcing the turnover there, forcing the fumble. Hunter Warren to get on it. Hunter has, let me see, I've got it right here. Hunter has 8 tackles on the year, and he bumped up from junior high, week 8. So to have 8 tackles and then a fumble recovery, that's pretty good.
Well, he came up and he immediately makes an impact.
Yeah,
in a position where we don't have a lot of depth. So great job there, Hunter.
Juan now, he's our other foreign exchange student from Spain to do the kicking. Good kick by Juan. And it's going to be dropped about the 19, picked up by Boone on the left-hand side. He's got Dax Goff over there and he's going to shove out of bounds. Right there about the, what was that, 24-yard line.
Well, I could tell Boone was a big kid watching him on film, but seeing him in person, he's a stout-looking kid.
Yeah,
man.
He is. He goes, I don't have a height or a weight for him. Do you?
No, I don't either. They don't want anybody to know.
He's probably at least a good 6'2", what, 230, 240?
Yeah, he's a lot of muscle, whatever it is. He's a good-looking kid, looks like a good athlete. We've seen what he can do on the film. See, for him to try to get something going here and help the Buckaroos find themselves back in it.
Hildreth is looking to pass, and it is dropped by number 2. That's Mitchell.
Pass incomplete. Intended for number 2, Tanner Mitchell.
That's one thing that I
for the Buckaroos.
deciphered, I guess you could say, watching on film. I watched a little bit the last couple of days, watched some on the bus ride up here. His ball is a little bit wobbly coming out, and that's not a knock on him as an athlete. It's just some guys got a lot of zip and some have a lot of placement stuff they got to do, and he's one of those guys. So I think that'll give Booneville an opportunity throughout the night to find themselves in position to make a big play.
Right. And it's going to be head off to Boone, and he's going to be met in the backfield by Dax Goff.
Boy, Dax got back there just about as soon as the ball was snapped. He was able to make that tackle. That's a great job by Dax getting pressure.
So 10-15 left to go here in the first quarter, and it is going to be 3rd and about 12 for the Buckaroos. Ronnie Luther says, "Go Cats." Jan and Gary Taylor are watching.
One thing I will say, I'm impressed with the crowd tonight.
Yes,
we got more people here than I expected to. I like that.
Trips to the right. Hildreth, a little quick screen pass, receiver screen there, and it's dropped. He's had 2 receivers drop the ball. That's Bergie, number 3, out of the backfield.
Yeah, it looked like, I believe that was number 68 for Booneville. We have a 68?
68?
Maybe I looked at that wrong. 64, maybe.
64, that'd be
Plymel. Got in the backfield and kind of disrupted that a little bit.
He's trying to fix his shoulder pads, I guess. Give a shout out to those guys on the defensive line. You got Damari Pull, defensive tackle. They're punting. And Mitchell's doing the punting. He will take it and run a couple times, do a fake punt. But in that situation, I wouldn't suspect him to do that.
One thing to take note of that I watch with the special teams, hopefully we don't have to worry about it a lot, because if we do, that means they've scored. But they do like to onside kick. They've done it multiple times. They did it a whole bunch the other night against Barton.
Yeah.
And they were up. They were up 2 or 3 scores at one point, and they were doing onside kicks. So that's something that they've worked a lot on throughout practice this week. Hopefully we don't have to worry about it, but once or twice throughout the night. But.
Exactly. You got P.T. Anderson, a handoff to Dax Goff on the right-hand side. Able to initially get away from, almost get away, but just a whole slew of Buckaroos there.
Yeah, I think that was number 55, Elijah Stanley, that first met him, held on tight. He's 5'10", 230-pound senior for the Buckaroos. Only a gain of a yard on that play is going to bring up 2nd and 9. And the Buckaroos, if they're going to have any success, that needs to be what they do. They've got to contain Dax Goff throughout the night.
Got 9:05 left to go here in the first quarter. Second possession of the game for your Bearcats as they force a turnover of the Buckaroos' first possession. Goff goes in motion. It's going to be hand off to Trace Hall on the backside and jumps over a guy. And he's going to be short, probably about 3 yards there on the carry.
Knocked out of bounds by number 3, Jarish Burgee.
Again, just let y'all know we are over here on the home side of the bleachers. So if it shakes or anything, that's why.
Yeah, it's shaking real bad.
Yeah, so just give you a heads up. We're over here on the home side of the bleachers. We've got it up in there's an extra little box beside us. That's for our coaches and film. So we've got the camera up there, but
not a lot of room in there.
It's not a lot of room. Hall goes in motion, head off to Cody right up the middle. And Cody's going to get the first down for your Bearcats.
Cody Elliott on the carry.
That's a great job by Elliott to pick up the necessary yardage.
Trace Davis.
What did he pick up? I mean, a good little chunk of yards right there.
What, 7 almost, I would think?
7, 8 yards. So can't remember exactly where we were, but either way, that's going to bring up 1st and 10. Clock's ticking at under 8.5 minutes. Bearcats 1st and 10 from the 44.
Washburn split out to the right, Herrera out to the left. Hall goes in motion and be hand off to Dax Goff back here on the right-hand side. Jumps a dude, and he's going to be met right there. Mitchell, the initial hit for the Buckaroos.
So far tonight, outside that first play, they've done a pretty decent job at containing Goff. You know, that's been the main point of emphasis throughout the week, I'm sure. So look for him to continue to have the success we know he will, but also some other guys to get involved and step up.
Right. So is it 3rd or 2nd down? They got 2nd down over there on the side. Scoreboard says 3rd down. Either way, we got 5 yards to go. Hand off to Cody Elliott. He's got the first down, and he's going to be up over to about the 26, 27-yard line. And Cody's liable to have a big night again.
Yep, looking like it. He only needs the 44, and he's got to be right up against it pretty quick.
He had 17 right before that run right there, so he's going to have around 12 yards or so, I would say, left to meet that 1,000-yard mark.
Yeah, he shouldn't have any problems getting there today. So
it's going to be offsides against the Buckaroos there.
Yep, hard count got him. That's something that Booneville's had a lot of success with, not just this year. That's something that Booneville's done for a long time.
Right.
It's not just a Booneville thing. Everybody does it, but
yeah,
Booneville seems to have more success than most people.
Yes.
And then another instance right there of a team trying to get a head start. Catch them with that hard count. We'll take the 5. 1st and 5 from 27.
7:20 left to go here in the first quarter. The Cats are on top 7-0 over the Buckaroos. PT under center. Hall goes in motion, gets the handoff over on the left-hand side. Hall's going to have the first down up to the 15, down to the 10. He's going to be tackled at the 5-yard line.
Flag.
Isaac pointed out there's a flag.
He was brought down initially by number 4. That's Wyatt Parker. Looks like a hold is going to be the call, and it will be coming back.
Holding against Booneville.
And, you know, the Cats, they're wanting to continue, you know, we're doing good so far, but shooting ourselves in the foot. It's kind of the Prescott game, the Smackover played Prescott. Curly Wolves kept shooting themselves in the foot, allowed the Buckaroos to stick around and make a ball game of it.
Yeah, I mean, the main points of emphasis every game, don't matter if you're projected to win by 1 point or 100, is to protect the ball and don't make dumb mistakes. And,
Right.
And, you know, you're not picking on anybody. Anybody who watches ball knows that
Yeah.
little things like that are preventable. So,
Elliott again with the ball, and what a run there by Cody. He's going to have the first down, and he's going to be down to about 15, 16-yard line.
yeah, he picked up the majority of the yardage needed right there.
On the carry.
Looks like they're going to place it at right at the yard to gain, and they're going to give it to him. About a yard past it, going to give it to him. 1st and 10 coming up. What I was saying about the penalties, that you're going to have penalties. You have to. I mean, it's just inevitable. But minimizing them, especially in big situations where you're in the red zone or, you know, good yardage situations,
Right.
that's always the key.
Goff goes in motion here, and he's going to get the handoff on the right-hand side, lowers his shoulder, and he's going to get maybe 5, 6 yards there. Was that 10 on the side?
Yeah, it's Devin Lofton, 5'9", 145-pound senior for Smackover, and he's not a very big kid, but he took a shot right there, was able to lower his shoulder a little bit, hold on tight, and bring him down.
Got a couple scores here. Osceola's up on Camden Harmony Grove 8-0 in the first, and Charleston's up 7-0 over Centerpoint. That's also in the first quarter. PT under center. Goff goes in motion. He's going to hand off to Cody right up the middle. Cody's going to have the first down. Gets down to about the 5-yard line. We're going to refresh the phone to see exactly where he's at.
This is going to bring up 1st and goal for the Bearcats from about the 5-yard line. Looking one more play to punch this thing in. Clock's continuing to tick. Closing on 5:15 left in the quarter.
And Cody needs just 3 yards. He's got 5 carries for 41. 3 more yards for Cody, and he's going to have 1,000. And it's going to be hand off to Dax Goff, and Dax is going to go in. Touchdown, Bearcats. With 5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter, it's 13-0, Bearcats over the Buckaroos.
It's a good little drive right there put together by Booneville. Picked that ball up at, where do we get that, about the 40-yard line, somewhere
40,
in there after the punt. And just to consistently punch the ball downfield, do what Booneville does, keep it on the ground and pound it, and find themselves in the end zone again. Extra point pending, 14-0.
Goff to do the long snap. We're going to be offsides against the Buckaroos. Move it half the distance to the go. We'll probably just scoot hair closer.
Offsides.
Now here's where you decide, are we going to accept the penalty and move it up and maybe go for 2 here? We've done that in the past. Or
we have, and I think that's what PT's doing here, or just deciding what they want to do.
They've declined the penalty, so with the declining of the penalty, nothing happened. It's like nothing happened.
And it is good. Mitchell just about blocked that there.
Yeah, he put a good little attempt on it last time as well, so that's something to keep an eye on. Boone needs to shore up that side of the line, prevent anything from getting blocked. But either way, 5 minutes left. We're up 14-0.
Hey, you can't complain there. Do you have any more scores, Isaac?
Prescott's up over Salem 7-0, and then Horizon is 8, and Bismarck is 0.
Those 2 teams, Horizon and Bismarck, played earlier in the year. Close game.
Charleston just scored again, too. So it's 14-0 over Centerpoint.
14-0. Centerpoint, they knocked Charleston out of the playoffs last year at home.
Yeah, looking to get a little revenge over there on that side. And I expect Charleston to come away with that. And if I had to guess, it's going to be them and Prescott playing one another for an opportunity to go to War Memorial.
Right. High kick by Marcos. Fielded by number 2, that's Mitchell. He heads towards the Bearcats sideline. Able to get out of the tackle of Warren. He's got a couple guys here in front of him.
He's got a long way to go, and he is going to find himself
touchdown
in that end zone. And that right there is something that Smackover needed.
They definitely needed that.
They needed that. Booneville had a lot of momentum. It's loud, I know. I'm sure everybody can hear it. Sitting over here with Smackover's fans, and they're cheering, and they've got every right to be. That's an excellent job of breaking free from a would-be tackler and find himself at that left sideline for a big return for the touchdown, cutting this lead in half.
Well, that gave the life back into the stadium that they needed, honestly.
Yeah, they did. I mean, Booneville's come in and had their way with the with their defense 2 consecutive plays there or times, drives.
Right.
And that's what Smackover needed, and they're going to line up here, and it looks like they're going to go for 2. They usually do.
I was going to say, from what I've seen, they just go for 2 here. Quarterback's looking. He's got some pressure here from Warren, and see if he caught that. He did.
Yep.
That's Mitchell. Again, that's the leading receiver for the Buckaroos, number 2. So with 4:45 left to go here in the first quarter, the Booneville Bearcats are up 14-8 over the Buckaroos. I tell you what, we'll take a little break and be right back. You're watching Bearcat football. And we're back here at Buckaroo Stadium. Smackover Arkansas Booneville Bearcats taking over the Smackover Buckaroos. Bearcats score a touchdown. Dax Goff goes in, scores. Marco's PAT was good. Kickoff. Hunter Warren initially had Mitchell. Mitchell able to get out of it, and he just had a wall over here on this Buckaroo sideline and went down and scored. And got the 2-point conversion. And kind of just landed wrong, I think is what you were saying, right, Jake? On
Just looked uncomfortable. It doesn't help. It's cold.
It is cold.
I mean, you take a ball to the hands of the gut, it don't matter. It's going to feel like a boulder hitting you. So I think that's all it was. He shook up a little bit. He'll be fine. He got off the field, looked pretty good. And he showed his playmaking ability.
Yes.
Right there, coming back and finding a route to get to the ball. And then we had a playmaker on the sideline right here, breaking that tackle and getting up the middle. Dax Goff did everything he could, but just wasn't able to fight through the wall of defenders.
Number 42, that's going to be Davis to do the kick. Again, they onside kick, they'll do pooch kicks. A very high kick. Damari Poole able to catch it there.
Fair catch by number 14, Damari Poole. 1st and 10.
So the Bearcats are going to take over on their own 45-yard line. 3rd possession of the game for the Cats. 4:45 left to go here in the first quarter.
Yep, so Booneville's getting the ball right here. Up.
What is this?
Excuse me, we're up 6 points.
Yeah.
Thought I was about to sneeze. I was fighting it. Been fighting it for about 5 minutes. Up 6 points right here and looking to tack on early.
Hall's going to go in motion. He gets the handoff on the left-hand side. And able to get out of a tackle. Steps out of bounds. That's Burgee, number 3, and 4, Parker. And pretty much no gain on the carry there, guys.
No, not a lot. He initially had a couple yards, but when he replanted himself after breaking that first tackle, he gave it back up.
Yeah.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 44-yard line. And
second down.
Booneville so far hadn't had a lot of room to run on that outside, but that's something that you have to consistently do in order to set up for the inside run. So just another example of that right there.
Goff goes in motion. Brooks is split out to the left. Jace Washburn out here to the right. Cody's your fullback. He just needs 3 yards to reach 1,000. And he gets the handoff. And
got one of them. 2 of them.
2 yards there.
Cody Elliott on the carry, stopped by number 71, Reagan Martin.
And so far, the Buckaroo defense just showed up so far. This is the best drive they put together. I mean, they've done pretty good so far, honestly. Making us earn everything. But
yeah, we've had to earn everything for the most part, other than that first drive, which we got it, inside the 30-yard line there. But done a good job. I don't know if we're in 4-down territory yet. We'll see what the outcome of this play is.
The handoff to Dax Goff on the right-hand side. Dax is going to have the first down up to the 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Bearcats. Dax Goff goes 54 yards, and it's 20-8 with 3:11 left to go here in the first quarter.
That's the answer Booneville needed to have right there. Come back after the special teams error and able to march down the field pretty quick there and score, bring the Score up to 20-8, and I think right here we're going to continue to kick the extra points here, but with them going for 2, that could throw a little wrinkle in our game plan as the night progresses, as far as what the book would say, whether we need to pick up the extra point or not.
And bobbled snap here. PT picks it up. Got some man up in the air looking. And PT's just going to keep it. PT's still on his feet.
Able to go down, and wasn't a lot of communication there. We called that the old fire play.
I think
they still do. And
yeah.
Wasn't a lot of communication on either side of the ball. Nobody really knew what was going on.
Yeah.
And that's another way to change your game plan a little bit on whether or not we're going for 2 is to make another special teams error right there.
Yeah.
And that's something you cannot make little mistakes like that. And the boys know it. Fans know it. We know it. And look for them to improve on that and pick up that 2-point conversion next time to get us back where we need to be.
So with 3:11 left to go here in the first quarter, the Booneville Bearcats are up 20-8 over the Smackover Buckaroos. Back deep for Smackover. Number 22, that's Boone. He's the closest guy over here to us on the sideline. And Burgee, number 3, is right in the middle. And number 7, that's Curley on the right-hand side. Juan to do the kicking now. Good kick by Juan, high kick. Fielded by Burgee about the 12-yard line. He heads towards the Bearcats sideline.
Swallowed up right there. He's not going to be.
Got it. Pull. Who else was in there on that tackle?
Pull, maybe Todd, Dylan Todd, 21, and one guy just cannot see what number he is.
35.
35, Hunter Warren. I believe that's who that was. So it's a good response right there after the last special teams, or the last kickoff team mistake. So much better field position here. Smackover going to get the ball at the 25-yard line.
And you know he's had a couple guys drop passes. Hildreth has.
Yeah, he has.
He's got Boone to the left of him.
Got a bad hold. I don't know how you don't throw the flag.
And he's going to step out of bounds.
Right to the water.
And, boy, David Hicks is going to be cold tonight, guys. He just slipped right into that water over
He's
here.
not too awfully worried about it, though, because he walked back through it on the way.
He did.
So, showing how tough he is. I said I don't know how we're not throwing that flag. I think the official was trying to throw it. He couldn't find it in his pocket. So, and it was a blatant hold, and everybody here saw it. You heard the fans over here even groan a little bit. So, it's good pickup by the official there, and a good break for the Bearcats.
Makes it 1st and 20 here. Ball's going to be all the way back at, what, 15-yard line? 12.
From the 12-yard line. So excellent field position, and this is something the Bearcat defense has, at times this year, had some look pretty good, and then at times we've given up some big plays to erase this advantage. So need to take advantage of it.
Trips to the left. Hildreth is looking, got pressure from Barnes, a little halfback screen. What a catch by Boone. And, boy, that's a good pop. Who was that? Chase Plymell. Boy, he showed up and playing tonight.
Yeah, he did. That was a big hit to stop him. But Boone right there showed his athleticism. He's a big, we talked a little bit ago about how big and just strong he looks. But right there, he was a little nimble on his feet, able to get up, make a good one-handed stop or grab, and turn on the jets to pick up 9 yards and get them back to near the original line of scrimmage.
Hey, you know, getting a grab like that, that's usually what you do when you put money in the bank. You grab it and put it in. First Western Bank, they've been serving our local communities for over 110 years. Hildreth is looking, got pressure from Barnes. Hicks is in pursuit as well. He's still looking. Got Brooks now, and he's just going to throw it away.
Throw it away, nearly threw it in that mud hole.
Nearly did.
That's a great job, and we've got a.
It's going to be grounding, or we got something else?
I don't think you can call it grounding. That's well out of the pocket.
Yeah.
He's well out of the tackle box, so you can't call it grounding. He's waving it off. I think as soon as he threw it, he realized, and it's a good call to wave that off. And it's going to bring up a, what are we, 3rd and 11 now. And big opportunity for the Bearcat defense to get a stop and get this ball back with pretty decent field position.
Yeah, we got, what, 145 left in the first. And
it says 154.
Oh, what is that?
A little dyslexic.
A little dyslexic there,
it
you know. It happens sometimes.
We wish it was 145. I'd take those extra 9 seconds. It's
Right.
cold out here.
You got trips to the right, one over here to the left. Boone is to the left of Hildreth. Looking under some pressure here from Hicks.
He's
Still,
good, and here's where we got to have contained.
yeah, Dax Goff.
And that's a great job by Dax to
And
have
just
that
gonna
contain and push him
Kind
out.
of push him out of
And
bounds.
that's an excellent
Good.
job by the defense right there to get
Yes.
a big stop. He was able to pick up about 6 yards to get it to the 30, but it is not enough. It's going to be a 4th and 5, and in a situation where I just don't see how you're able to go for it. So look for the punt team to come out here and give Booneville pretty good field position here and look to strike one more time before the end of the quarter.
Right. So that's going to bring on Mitchell to do the punting for the Buckaroos. Now, he'll fake it some, but like you were saying, I think this is just a situation you're going to have to punt it.
Yeah, most likely. Now, if he gets this thing and he sees a lot of room to run, he is quick, he's athletic, so you never know. You got to be ready for it either way.
Nobody's back deep for the Cats. High punt by Mitchell.
I expect that to kind of be the norm tonight. Nobody
Right.
back deep. There's no point in it. You've got the lead, especially if we're able to punch one more in right here.
Yeah.
It's better to just, you know, you're going to get fairly good field position whether or not you got anybody back there or not. So that
Yeah.
just erases the chance to make a mistake there or a turnover and take what we are given here. And this time around, it's going to be a 1st and 10 from about the 32-yard line.
You got any more score, Isaacs?
Looks like
See you looking.
Prescott's added to their lead. So it's 21-0 over Salem. That's in the second quarter. And
Nope.
then another one, McGee is 22, Haskell Harmony Grove 0.
Wow, see, in
That's
Haskell
still the
Harmony
first.
Grove, undefeated on the year, won the 4A4 conference. PT under center, Goff goes in motion, the handoff to Cody Elliott up the middle. He's going to have
got
1,000
a lot of
yards.
room.
45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5, touchdown, Bearcats. And we've got a flag.
We do have a flag here, but it looked like that was going to be a penalty on Smackover.
I was going to say, he's on top of Osborne there.
I think it was a face, looked like a face mask to me. I'm not sure. I was trying to watch both that and Elliott. And
Holding.
oh, they're calling a hold.
man.
The side judge comes in and says he drug him to the ground. I don't know about that.
I don't know either.
You got one guy calling face mask on one side, the other calling a hold, and unfortunately,
Man, that takes away that big, long run. That was a, what was that, 68-yard run there by,
Yes.
yeah,
yeah,
by Elliott. Gave him 1,000 yards, so that's going to be taken away.
Yeah, and I think it's still a 1st down, correct? It was well past the
Yeah, so it'll be
10-yard line here, so it will still be a 1st down.
10-yard penalty.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that call. I may be wrong. It looked like it was a face mask for most of it, but
Right.
and that's what the
Result of the play,
original
still a
flag
first
from
down.
was. And either way, it doesn't matter. We got that 1st 10. You can't worry about
Can't
things like
compl-
that. You
right.
just got to bounce back to the next play. And that's what we're looking to do here. 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line.
But he still has his 1,000 too, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
should
yeah, he still has his
1,000.
1,000. It'll just be marked off from the rest that'll be scratched. So it looks like we're going to have a timeout with 1 minute and 1 second left to go here in the first quarter. So we'll take a little break. Be right back. You're watching Bearcat football. And we're back here at Buckaroo Stadium. Smackover, Arkansas. Bearcats take a timeout after a holding call. PT under center. Hall goes in motion. He's going to get the pitch. What a catch there by Hall to save that. He's going to have the 1st down to the 40. 35-30. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds. We'll have a face mask call there And we've got jawing going on. There's been a little bit of jawing going on, honestly, this little bit all game. But
Yeah, a lot of jawing, and you can't do that. I mean, you're going to find yourself in a position where you're going to end up picking up a penalty that's going to hurt you.
exactly.
It don't matter, you know. And I'm not saying that we're not a part. There's
yeah.
a chance we may be starting that jawing, and
Right.
that's something that's got to be cleaned up. And I know that's been a point of emphasis several times throughout the year,
Yeah.
but we've got a group that plays with a lot of emotion, and looks like it's continuing into tonight. We'll see what the penalty was here, but I think that's going to be on Smackover.
Dead ball, personal
Yep, and
foul,
that's
face
what it
mask.
is, a personal foul face
Against the
mask call.
Buckaroos.
Be first down,
15-yard
15-yard penalty,
first
put
down.
it at the 19-yard line. Be first and goal for your Bearcats with 51 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Let's talk about the athleticism of Trace Hall on that play.
Yes.
To swing his body around and catch that pitch well
One-handed.
behind him, one-handed, and
Yeah.
then gets his balance centered and push up that sideline, burst of speed, look like a jet engine flying through there.
He does.
15 yards tacked on at the end will certainly help.
And it's going to be a handoff to Dax Goffis. Just nowhere. Ran into PT there. Just
Busted play.
Carry.
Looked like he didn't get his steps correct.
The fullback, I think, went the
Stop
wrong
by
way.
Benson.
Fullback went the
Barton,
wrong way. That didn't help.
Mitchell, and Davis.
That's going to be
Loss
a
on the play.
pretty good loss right there. It looks like
Yeah.
about
Second down
4
and
yards.
14 for the Bearcats.
Second and 14 coming
Well,
up.
ball's 24-yard line, or
About the
19.
15-yard
Yeah.
line, ain't it?
yeah, I was looking at the scoreboard. He's got
I don't,
14 on the scoreboard, so
I don't think they can count like we could.
well, I've displayed my numbers ability. Pitch over here to Dax Goff. He's going to go in for a touchdown. Bearcats.
Great job right there.
Touchdown.
That gets it off at the buzzer, too. The first quarter going to come to an end after this extra point attempt.
Well, I was thinking that Mr. Tatum had brought a little bit of air horn with him,
I
honestly.
didn't know what that was. Old school sounding.
Yeah, it was.
Thing went off. I was looking around. I thought it was one of them little handheld air horns.
Sideline warning.
Got the sideline
Sideline
warning charge to the
Against the
Bearcats there,
Bearcats.
and looks like we got too far out on the field. Maybe a little contact with the official. I'm not sure, but gonna have to go for 2 now.
Yeah.
The botched extra point attempt early or at the end of the last drive. So looking to tack on 2 here.
Be shotgun formation here for you, Bearcats. Elliott splits out beside Brooks. PT looking. He's got Washburn on the backside. Oh!
He had him. Ball
He
was
did.
just thrown back behind him.
Yeah. Got to give Washburn a valiant effort there,
Boy, he did. He went back and he got up. And I'll tell you, that Washburn boy, he's going to be a good little player. He'll probably be your quarterback of the future for the next 2 years, I would imagine.
Right.
But no matter where you've got him, he's got the
Playmaker.
tools to be a playmaker and be
Right.
a good little athlete for the Bearcats for the next few seasons.
You got any more scores real quick, Isaac?
Charleston scored again, so it's 20-0 over Cedar Point. Harding Academy is up over DeWitt, 14-0. And Osceola came to Harmony Grove game still at 8-0.
Looks like Bismarck has scored. Risen's up 8-6. The winner of that game plays the winner of the Prescott. Who's Prescott playing again? I don't remember. Honestly.
Salem.
Thank you. We'll take the time real quick. Thank our premier sponsors, 5B Properties and B Plus Storage Solutions. See Calvin Bennett for your rental needs. Also, Community National Bank. You can let Brett Cook and the staff take care of your banking needs. Here's one. I'm sorry, that's Marcos. Pretty good kick there. Boone's going to field it at the 15-yard line as he heads towards the Cats sideline over there. And he's going to be wrapped up by Cameron Osborne and
Boone on the return.
Dylan Todd again.
Yep,
Out to the
Todd's found
35-yard
himself
line.
with the
First and 10, Buckaroos.
opportunity to have his name called a couple times tonight on that special teams. And young guys always looking for an opportunity to find themselves a spot to have their name called, and he's been one that's been involved in several plays on the special teams along with Garrick Barr. He's also been a
Yes.
kid that we've mentioned his name on tackles a lot. So
And it's a good way to get playing time, too. Casey Matson, that's how he started out on kickoff and made his name known. So
Yep.
a couple underclassmen, you just mentioned Garrick Barton, Dylan Todd, making some plays on kickoff and special teams. Hildreth is looking over here, and Mitchell catches it and dancing around a little, and he's just going to be wrapped up by
He's
Warren.
doing it, and going backwards on your own like that, that's going to take yards away from you, and that's what it does. That turns into what could have been just a loss of a couple, turns into a loss of about 6 yards, looks like. So
yeah, wow. You had Hicks in there as well on the stop as Warren. You guys on the defensive line, 64, that's Chase Plumell. You knows, man, that's 66, David Hicks. And your right defensive tackles, number 50, Johnny Barnes.
Timeout, Booneville.
Bearcats are going to burn their second timeout of the first half. 11-14 left to go here in the second quarter. We'll take a little break with them. Your Cats are leading 26-8 over the Smackover Buckaroos. You're watching Bearcat football. Back here at Buckaroo Stadium, Isaac, go ahead and tell us that score you was telling us.
If I did it again. So Quitman is beating Newport 14-12. That's in the second. OCL scored 2, so it's now 14-0. That's in the second quarter.
So the winner of this game plays the winner of the OCL Camden Harmony Grove game. And Newport and Quitman. Quitman moved up from 2A. And like you were saying, Jake, kind of the Cinderella so far of the state playoffs.
Yeah, that's a name that not a lot of people, well, couldn't talk for a second.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people have really thought about when it comes to playing good quality football and going deep. But Whitman just each week kind of keeps moving on and finding a way to be competitive. And here we are in the second quarter of their game up 2.
And them and Newport, they're in the same conference. They played in a close game earlier this year. So they're very familiar with each other.
Got a third down coming up here, third and a long way, 16 yards. Bearcats looking to take advantage of the good field position here.
Trips to the right. Hildreth is looking over here to his right.
He's
and he's
got
just
a guy.
Gonna throw
He's got
it
a
up
guy,
high.
but it's wobbling, and look at that.
Oh, what a catch by Burgee. And got a little extra stuff going on, but the ball just kind of sailed and hung up there.
Yeah, man, that's the thing. It wasn't a well-thrown ball, and because of that, it's able to be a huge connection, man. And that was Burgee, right?
Yeah,
so
he's
your wide receiver 2 and your RB2 throughout the year. He's makes his name known in a lot of different ways, and able to do it right there. Smackaroos needed 16, and they got several more.
Yeah.
And bring up a 1st and 10 from the 40.
Got 10 minutes and 5 seconds left here in the first half. Trips to the left. Hildreth is looking to his left. And, incomplete, intended for Mitchell. And Brendan Dove had an opportunity to intercept it, but wasn't quite there.
Yeah, it kind of bounced and just outside the reach of his fingertips there, but the ball was well thrown. It was actually one of his more,
it had
solid-looking passes.
Right.
Had a little zip to it and just hits his receiver in the chest and nearly spells disaster for the Buckaroos, but instead it does fall. 2nd and 10, 9:58 to go in the half.
Same formation here for the Buckaroos. Trips to the left. Ball is going to be on the ground. Dax Goff is back there, and Hildreth is just going to fall on it. And Cats defense needed that right there.
Yeah, they did. Now here we are in this situation again. We've got 3rd and a long way to go, and defense needs to tighten up right here and not let what just happened happen to them again.
Right.
It's even more here. It looks like it's going to be about 21 to go.
We'll see what the Buckaroos have got cooked up. 9:30 left to go here in the second quarter. Your Bearcats are up 26-8 over Smackover. And I'm going to give a quick shout out to another one of our sponsors, Mr. Gerald Baker and Shelter Insurance. Hildreth is looking, and I don't know how they don't call the hold on Chase Plymel. His jersey's off his shoulder pads.
Well,
right in front of him, but anyways.
Pass incomplete.
we didn't say he's getting a warning, it looks like.
Oh, okay.
Third down for the
Yeah.
Buckaroos.
Getting a good little talking to. Don't do that. Ball does fall incomplete there, 4th and 21. The Buckaroos will have no choice but to punt it away here. Good little drive, little momentum going is
Right.
unfortunately taken away by the bobbled snap. So this punt's going to come off from the 49-yard line.
It looks like the Cats are going to send Trace Hall back deep to receive this punt.
Yeah, and you know, you may do that more when you're not going to have that good field position we were talking about
Right.
earlier. They're midfield. We're looking to get it and
He's
maybe
standing
bump
at
it
the
up
19.
just a little.
Right. Mitchell
Ball's
high, and it's just going to go
Got
to
a
the
good
not
little
a bad
roll.
punt,
Good-
honestly.
No, it looked like he caught it off maybe the top
Popped.
of his foot
Yeah.
a little bit and just popped it up, and does take a Buckaroo roll there. Ball's going to be placed. It looks like where are we at, the 18-yard line? Nope, that's bad.
That's
23-yard
23.
line. I'm
Stop
sorry.
rubbing off.
Boy, no, I've never been good at counting. I think I'm going to blame it on I'm cold.
Cold.
I've got a brain freeze, and
that.
I hadn't even been eating ice cream.
Brooks is going to be split out to the right. Watchman out here to the left. Peyton Tatum's going to be your quarterback. Trace Hall is right halfback. Goff your left. Elliott's going to be your fullback. He gets the handoff there on the right-hand side. Maybe a yard or so there on the carry.
Yeah, not a lot of room to work.
Elliott
It looks like
on the carry.
is that number 56 that
56.
first met him. It's
Yes.
Kenneth
Gain of
Benson.
yard on the play.
He's another
Second down
senior
and
for
9 the
Smackover,
Bearcats.
6 foot, 250 pounds. He's able to get a little pressure there, and minimum gain, 2nd and 9 coming up.
Goff goes in motion for you, Cats, and it's going to be an offsides against.
That's what we needed right there. You
Yeah,
got
that's
they make a big
Offsides
play to
against the Buckaroos.
set up that 2nd
5-yard
and 9. We'll
penalty.
take the 5 they're
Second
going to
down.
give us as a bonus here. It's going to be a 2nd and 4 now, and that really changes what you're able to do
Oh, yeah.
from an offensive standpoint.
Like you've been saying all year, that kind of opens your playbook back up, honestly, from a 2nd and 9 to a 2nd and 4. You got 8:20 left to go here in the first half. Lent Sims is going to be your center. Mr. Brett Welling, 55, is your right guard. Cameron Osborne's your right tackle. And got a flag coming in here late. Not exactly sure what we got going
No,
on.
I didn't see anything.
Elliott
Just
on the
nowhere to
carry.
run for Elliott.
There's a penalty on the play.
We'll see what that flag is.
Chop block.
Is that what he called? I didn't see his motion there.
Chop block out
Top
of
block
Zan.
call.
It's a
High low.
10-yard penalty, I believe.
That's going to be a backbreaker there to move you from excellent field position back to beyond that initial starting position. So now you're going to have a,
Illegal chop block.
I don't know, was that second and
Second and
14 coming
Yeah,
up?
ball's on the 20. Oh, well,
It's a 15-yard.
15-yard penalty,
10-yard
sorry.
penalty.
Even further, going to be placed at
15-yard
looks
penalty.
like the
Second down.
18-yard line now. 14-yard
14
line.
yard.
14-yard line. If any of my math teachers are listening, I do apologize.
Right. PT comes up under center. Hall goes in motion. He's going to get the toss on the right-hand side. Cuts back inside.
Great
Trace
job.
is still on his
Great
feet.
job,
Good job
Trace.
blocking. He's going to have the first down there.
Got a couple smackovers laying on the ground,
Trace Hall on the carry.
wanting a
1st and 10.
flag, but
Booneville.
they're not going to get it this time. It's going to be a great little yardage pickup there for Hall.
Yes.
Get you from a 2nd and 20 position all the way back up to a 1st and 10.
Yeah, he gets you almost 30 yards there.
Man, and the thing with Trace is if he finds just a little sliver of room to run, he's going to make you pay.
Right.
He's got the legs, man.
PT's going to come up under center. Goff goes in motion. And it's going to be a handoff to Elliott up the middle. He's going to get maybe 3-4 yards there on the carry. Give a quick shout out to the left side of your line over here. Number 58 is going to be your left guard. That's old Matt Big Country Obar. And number 50, Johnny Barnes, is your left tackle. Jace Washburn split out to the left. Brooks Herrera is split out to the right as your receiver. Elliott's your fullback. PT's going to be your quarterback. Goff and Hall are your halfbacks. Hall goes in motion. It's a handoff to Dax on the right-hand side. Boy, look at that hole right there. He's going to be – ball comes out.
Does come out at the end, and
I think –
Booneville fell on it, it looks like. I think they come up with the ball, so it's a fortunate break for the offense right there.
Yep. First down there.
Yeah, it gets first down there for the Cats. Very lucky break there for the offense.
Yeah, and that's things we talked about earlier. Number one priority needs to be to control and take care of the ball. And cold night like this, I understand. I get it, man. It's hard to hold on to. Your hands are numb, your feet and toes are numb, but
right.
You know, it don't change the fact that you've got to hold on to it. And we've had done a pretty good job of that throughout the night.
Handoff there to Cody Elliott. He gets maybe 2 yards there on the carry. Speaking of Davis, let me give a shout out to Mr. Tom Davis, forklift driver out there at Rockline. Work with him, like old Tom. Him and his son, and it's Derek. Derek was quarterback for your Bearcats a couple years ago.
Derek moved back to Booneville. You've got a bunch of athletic girls.
Oh, hey, I did not know
down
that.
here.
Yeah, go ahead, Derek, and yeah, move back.
April Pope.
April, yeah.
Getting married, so.
Derek, I think, was in the Navy. I think is what Tom was telling me. And PT there on the keeper.
Look at PT go.
Well, he's pulling a little Derek Davis out of him, and he's going to be tackled at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to.
He'll probably come back, I guess.
Peyton Tatum on the carry. There's a penalty on the play.
Oh, man. Just another big run. Looks like it's going to be taken away from us here. Holding call charge the Bearcats on that side.
Yeah.
Still be first down, though.
Coaches are talking to him over there. And just like I said, we're on Buckaroos sideline. That's all I'm going to say about that. Kind of like Forrest Gump. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, Glen Rose did score, so it's 7-0 over Fordyce.
Hey, that's another game that Fordyce played the Beavers earlier, week 3, and beat the Beavers of Glen Rose. So
I would like to give a shout out to Fordyce. On the way up here, we did stop in Fordyce for a little walkthrough, and I appreciate that because I froze my butt off for about 20 minutes out there. So not a lot to do, so I appreciate them letting us use their field.
Trace Hall gets the pitch on the left-hand side, jumps over a guy, but number 7 there on the stop for the Buckaroos.
Looks like that's going to be a loss of a yard, maybe 2 right there. And good little play right there for Smackover defense, looking to gain a little momentum here. Booneville's kind of scored at will on every possession we've had up to this point.
Right.
Smackovers have got to find a way to limit that.
Goff goes in motion.
Hard count again is able to get a Smackover defender to jump.
That's going to help the Cat offense out again.
Yeah, it will. We'll go from 2nd and 12, move it up to 2nd and 7 now. So that's we've got a lot of
talking going on.
Yeah, a lot of talking. We've had some success with that hard count tonight, man.
We really
that's
have.
5th one I think that I can think of. So
it's going to be hand off. I'm sorry, pitch to Dex Goff and
great job by
Mitchell.
number 2.
Yeah.
That's Tanner Mitchell. He's a junior.
Oh, he's just a junior.
Smackover, yeah. According to what I've got here, he's just
Flag
a
over
junior.
there.
Oh, Isaac's pointing out a flag.
There's a penalty on the play.
At 15, way down there.
Yeah, I'm say the back judge is talking to the Buckaroo players back there.
Let's see what I didn't see anything on that play. But
No, I didn't either. Against the Cats, or
nobody knows. I don't know. You don't know.
maybe he don't know.
I hope he knows.
I hope so too.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike charge to Smackover.
Smackover.
Not sure.
Be offset and penalty.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Booneville. Offsetting penalties. 3rd down.
Got a big cheer for the offsetting penalties here. It's gonna be a no play because of that, correct? So
What was that? Yeah.
gonna bring up 2nd and 7 still. Ball's at the looks like the 27-yard line. Booneville looking to punch one in with 4:40 left to go in the half.
It may be 3rd, since it's a dead ball.
Okay, so if it came
Okay,
in
fair.
after, it would be a dead ball, right? So
Yeah.
side says second down, scoreboard says third.
There he goes. Whitehat just told him third.
Okay, so now
Yep.
we got that third down as a dead ball penalty.
Chase Plumel's going to come in tight end for the Bearcats, right-hand side. Brooks is split out to the right. Dax Goff is your halfback on the left-hand side. Elliott's your fullback. PT under center. Hall's your right halfback. Hand off to Dax Goff on the right-hand side. And Dax is
Got a
going to have
lot
the
of room,
first
man.
down to about the 5-yard line. What a run there by the Dax for the Bearcats.
Yeah, Dax has been our go-to guy all season, man.
Yeah.
When you need a bunch of yards picked up or a good little chunk, he's been our guy to get it. He's hard to bring down. The play before that on the unsportsmanlike penalty there, they were able to get to him. There
Right.
he's able to bust through, and here he goes
Hand off again. He's in for a touchdown. Bearcats. With 4:07 left to go here in the first half, you Booneville Bearcats
Got
33
another
to 8.
flag coming in after
Oh, well.
the fact.
And from the way our guys are acting, it's going to be against us.
Dead ball.
And here we go with the
Unsportsmanlike
unsportsmanlike.
conduct against Smackover.
Okay, so I'm not sure what
That's his
happened there.
first one there.
That's his first one for whoever it was. I guess it's guy he's talking to over there.
We'll bring up looks like we're going to go for 2 again, maybe for the rest of the night up to this point.
Yeah.
So trying to get back in front.
32 to 8, not 33. History
Like
was more my subject.
Looks like that might have been number 2 coming off the field. That's Tanner Mitchell. He's frustrated. That's probably who the unsportsmanlike call. I don't want to be guessing, but
Right.
by the reaction of the coaches talking to him, that may be who it is. And a little frustration there. We've seen Mitchell. He's their wide receiver 1. He's had over 400 yards on the season.
Very athletic player.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns there. He's shown his athleticism here tonight, and just a little frustration boiling over.
Looks like we got Mr. Chase Plumel in the backfield. And it's going to be a QB sneak right up the middle.
I don't know how you could tell that.
No good.
No good.
Oh, we don't pick it up.
Man.
So now we're 32 to 8 with 4:07 left to go.
That hurts right there.
Yeah, it does. We just haven't had a lot of luck, and that unfortunately starts with the bobbled snap on that
Right.
first extra point, and then you just kind of find yourself behind trying to play catch up a lot, and
Yeah.
unfortunately we haven't been able to make any ground. But we have scored every time we've touched the ball, and with that,
Wow.
Booneville's got a 32 to 8 lead.
Go ahead and tell you the score real quick, Isaac.
Well, Greenland is beating Melbourne 13-0, or 13-10 rather, second quarter.
That's a surprise
That's
right
a
there.
surprise. Melbourne's also undefeated.
Yep, and I'm pretty sure I looked, and the only way Booneville will host a home game for the rest of this playoffs is if Greenland is who we play.
Yeah, Greenland or Fordyce.
Or Fordyce, and
Yeah.
they're both on the opposite side, so no matter what, we're going to Osceola or Camden next week and hoping for an upset by one of them two to get back at
Osceola
Bearcat
scored
Stadium.
again, so it's 20.
Osceola scored again. So it's 20 to nothing. Good kick by one, and it's going to out of the hands of Boone. He picks it up at the 2-yard line, and he's got some room here.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know how you don't call a hold on our kicker. And Boone's going to go 98 yards with no flag in sight.
Man, and that right there is frustrating. The ball cuts all the way down to, it looks like about the inside the 5-yard line, and
Yes.
he's not making a lot of hard cuts or big plays. He's just kind of dancing his feet around. He's able to find room
Find
to
just
run,
a little room,
and that's frustrating from a fan standpoint, a player, and a coach's point of view there. And another miscue by the special teams is going to put 6 more on the board to get it to 14 and let Smackover hang around a little bit longer.
Yeah, and they're a dangerous team. If you let them hang around, they're, Prescott and
They're 2 seed for a reason.
yeah, they're a 2 seed for a reason. So definitely got a couple of things that's what we got going on. They're just taking their time here, it looks like.
Yeah, clock's going to continue to tick. Play clock's got 11 seconds left on it. Now the offensive setup.
Burgee with the handoff, and good job there. That's Dax Goff on the stop.
Yeah, that looked a little bit.
Seconds to go in the first half. Your score,
I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Sloppy, I guess,
Yeah.
is good. It took a long time to get the play call in.
Right.
Took a little bit to get set, and Goff's able to come through unblocked to hold them to that 14 and 32 and 14.
That's surprising.
Chuck's giving us that Greenland-Melbourne score. Points out that Melbourne is unbeaten throughout the season, so that's upset alert right there for Melbourne with Greenland coming through.
7. Glen Rose is up 7-0 over Fordyce. Got any more scores, Isaac?
No, nothing's really. Charleston scored another, so it's 28-0 over Center Point.
Boy, they're
revenge game for
that's
Charleston over there.
definitely a revenge
We
game.
mentioned earlier, if you're just now kind of tuning in or turning us off mute because you got over getting tired of listening to us, and Center Point knocked Charleston out on their home field last year in the playoffs, so this was kind of a revenge game coming up for the Ricky May-led Tigers of Charleston, and they are definitely doing that with a score of 28-0 in the first half, looking to punch that thing in for the mercy rule. Smackover's lining up the kick. Wouldn't be shocked to see a pooch or an onside.
Pooch onside. Last time he did a real high kick, and Dax is just going to take a knee right there. And
we find ourselves in this situation again where we gave them something that we didn't need to with the special teams miscue, and now we're looking to. We've got 3:47 left to go in the half. We've got excellent field position. Look for the Bearcats to strike early here. Or quickly, I guess I should say, and look to add one more, maybe get it up to 40 going into the halftime here. Scores 32-14. Ball will be placed at the 47-yard line, 1st and 10
and
for your
we
Bearcats.
definitely would need to do that, just add to it. And, if you need to add to anything else, you can always head down to S&W Home Center for all your hardware needs.
That's right. Add-ons.
Goff goes in motion. He gets the handoff on the right-hand side. He's got a good hole over there.
Room to work, man.
Cuts back to the inside, and he's going to be tackled by number 52. That's Davis.
Smackover, when they get in that locker room, they're going to have to find a way to stop some of this run. They're bleeding a little bit on multiple sides of the line here. Booneville's pretty much had to do or got to do whatever they wish so far for this first half.
They really have, except for a couple drives here and there.
And even then, we've been able to find a way to make it work. And that'll be a high point of emphasis.
Be handoff again to Dax Goff on the right-hand side. Hey, 3-4-yard carry right there.
Yeah, maybe more.
Maybe
Looks
5.
like about 5 yards. So that's an excellent job right there by Dax. Able to bust through.
And it looks like the Cats guys have found something, running on that right-hand side, and they've seen something they like.
Yeah, and then they've taken advantage of it multiple times. That's probably a 5th or 6th big chunk play in just the last 2 possessions to get them to that point.
And it's probably going to be the same thing here, and it is. It's hand off to Dax Goff, and
nothing there,
Davis.
Yeah, it's 42, Davis. We talked about him.
He's a big boy.
He's a pregame deal there. He's their leading tackler.
Yeah, he's got 78
tackles on the season. 42 of them solo with the 1 sack. So done an excellent job right there to get in that backfield and give the Buckaroos a chance.
Goff goes in motion. 2:25 left to go here in the first half. Cats are up 32-14.
Booneville looked that hard count right there and was unable to get it.
Hall goes in motion. Ball's on the ground, and PT is just going to jump on it, and definitely what we did not need right there.
No, we didn't. That's going to bring up a 4th and 5. Now, with us being at the 25-yard line, kicking that direction, I imagine we're probably going to go for it here.
Right.
It's going to be a loss of a yard. Going to bring up that 4th and 5. They've got 4th and 7 on the scoreboard. Looks closer to 4th and 5 to me.
Say, yeah. 1:44 left to go here in the first half. Washburn split out to the left. Herrera split out to the right. Hall goes in motion, hand off to Cody Ellis. I'm sorry, PT on the keeper. PT cuts back.
He was able to find
and Tatum's going to have the first down. He's down to the 11-yard line there, guys.
Yeah, that's a great job by PT to pull that thing and just tuck that shoulder. He got low and kind of found himself just the slightest little area to get there, and he's able to take advantage of it. It's going to be a big pickup
You know, and we've talked about that a lot. You know, PT's put in a lot of work, you know, and he does a good job at quarterback. And then, you know, he's handing off here, there, and yonder. And then next thing you know, well, he's keeping it himself, and he's picking up big chunks.
Yeah, and that's that Hall.
Hall there on the carry.
He's met first by number 70, Buckaroos. That's Boone Derman.
On the carry.
Or Dearman.
Dearman there.
Second
Ball's all the way down at
and
the
2 for the
1,
Bearcats.
2-yard line. So it's first and go from
No, it's second and 2 from the
2.
3, I think is what we're sitting at. Either way, we don't have a lot to go here.
No, you got 43 seconds, 1 timeout left.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see us just kind of punch this thing in here.
And Cody Elliott
There it
goes
is.
in. 35 seconds left to go here in the first half. The Bearcats going to go up 38-14. Looks like we're going to PAT here, guys. Just kick a field goal.
Okay, yeah, with them not getting the last one, that makes sense. That
Right.
puts you in that zone where you can start to just kick and get back to kind of what you do. And last time we were in this situation, we had a high snap and led to an incomplete pass he was brought down.
Right.
Tatum was, so clean it up right here.
Snap's good. The kick is up. That's a pretty good kick there by Marcos. It is good. So with 33 seconds left to go here until halftime, the Booneville Bearcats are up 39-14 over the Smackover Buckaroos. So we'll take a little break. Be right back. You're watching Bearcat football. And we're back here, Buckaroo Stadium, Smackover, Arkansas. You got a quick score, Isaac?
Rising's over Bismarck, 16-12.
That's a close game, but that was a close game first time too.
Glen Rose is over Fordyce, 14-7. That's at half.
Ooh,
Another close one. We're
Very
looking
close.
for Fordyce to get the upset there.
yes,
Get us
Florida.
one step closer to that home game. Bearcats are going to call a timeout right here to make sure they've got things settled, and they need to. We've
Yeah, they
had
do.
A couple of miscues here, a couple of return.
Yeah,
And all their points have come from return kicks.
kick returns.
Here, so,
yeah, Mitchell
so
had the long one, what, 70 yards, and then
Boone had
Boone,
a forever
98
one.
yards.
Yeah, so looking to clean that up here with this timeout. Make sure we know what we're doing. We're all on the same page.
right, and
Looking to go into the halftime with that. Well, we got a 25-point lead here.
yeah,
so.
25 points. You definitely don't want to let them add to it because they've got the guys back there. They can make something happen.
Right.
You know, and give them the energy they need to get going into the second half.
Izzard County's beating Woodlawn, 22-20.
Who is?
Izzard County.
Izzard County. Hey, their first year in 8-man football, first year in playing football, period. And Izzard County won their first playoff game last week, and they're up 22-20. Right? Is that what you said? Over Woodlawn.
Yeah, looks like Melbourne scored. So it's 17-13 over Greenland. That's at half.
17-13 Melbourne over Greenland at halftime.
Got a lot of close games going on.
We really do. Pulling for the Pirates there, Coach Lee Larkin, Greenland Pirates.
Boy, Larkin, he's a character, man.
Yeah.
Talked to him a lot during the baseball regional tournament. Greenland hosted it, and he's a funny dude, man.
Marcos to do the PA, or not the PAT. I mean, if you can do a PAT from here, that'd be nice. And
He's
his knee
down
was on
right
the
there,
ground,
yeah.
yeah. That was number 10 there on the return. Dig the roster out of my pocket.
Yeah, I've had to put mine down because I'm having to hide my hands in my pockets. That's
me.
number 10 is Devin Lofton.
Lofton.
He's a senior.
For the Buckaroos at
The
the
ball's going to be
30-yard line.
placed at the 30-yard line right here where his knee was down, 32 seconds left. Booneville looking to get the big stop here with them receiving the kick in the second half.
Right. And I wouldn't be surprised to see just a, I would say deep pass, but honestly I could see just a halfback screen.
Yeah,
know?
something like that. They do a lot of screens, a lot of screens.
Yeah.
They did, and every game or every little highlight deal I watched, that's what they were doing. So
And I would say probably I'm just going to head off to Burgee, and he's just got a whole
he's
side
got a lot of
over
room
here.
over here.
And Damari Bullett's just going to wrap him up and throw him out of bounds.
Was able to get out of bounds. That will stop the clock with 23 seconds.
And they do have all 3 of their timeouts left, too.
That's another Smackover Buckaroo.
Yeah, they do have their 23 seconds, and they have shown they're willing to air the ball out and let it fly. So they've had the 1 or 2 big completions there. 23 seconds. Booneville is out of timeout, so we're stuck with what we got out there right now.
Go ahead, Mitchell over here on the right-hand side. Bergie is to the right. And high pass. And
Ought to be intercepted, man.
oh, Jace Washram just about had his 3rd pick of the season.
He did, and that was a good job by, that's number 7, Curley.
Yeah, Curley, thank you.
Ended up playing a little bit of defense on that play to keep Washburn, and sometimes you don't like it, but when you're playing offense and you get a ball come up like that, you've got to play a little defense while you're out there, and he does an excellent job to keep the ball in their hands. And had that thing fallen into Washburn's hands, he had a lot of room to work on that sideline.
Yes, he did. Got a shout out I want to do just right after this play. And it's going to head off again to Bergie. Missed tackle there by Warren, but good job there. Who was that on the stop?
That is
Plymel.
Gain of 3 yards.
Yep, Plymel.
Plymel. Chase, he's having himself a game here tonight.
He is, and I expected a timeout call right there, maybe take one more chance, but Buckaroos choose to let that thing run down. And into the half, we're going to have a 39-14 Booneville lead, with Booneville set to receive the second half kickoff.
Give a quick shout out to Mr. Garrick Barr from Mom. She says, "Go Garrick, love you." So we'll take a little break. We'll come back, let you enjoy your halftime show, and we'll give you some scores, some stats, and we'll take a little break. You're watching Bearcat football. And we're back here at Buckaroo Stadium here in Smackover, Arkansas. Your award-winning Booneville Bearcat marching band. I'll take a step back. Let's enjoy your halftime show.
Movement 1. In the stone, movement 2. The gauntlet. And movement 3. Author's fanfare. Promise me. Drum Major Ian Shackelford, is your band ready? You may take the field for halftime entertainment. telephone soloist, senior Ian Shackelford. The Booneville Bearcat Marching Band. The Bearcat Band's under the direction of Brian Rhodes, making his return to Smackover, and Angela Rhodes. Ladies and gentlemen, the Smackover Battling Buckaroo Band is under the field direction of Jenna Mills and under the direction of Tracy Walker. One more time for the Smackover Battling Buckaroo Band.
And we're back here from a chilly Buckaroo Stadium, Smackover, Arkansas. Over here on the home side of the bleachers. I was going to do this earlier, and it just slipped my mind. Coach Dean taught at Booneville for several years. He passed away this past week, and kind of surprised me and several others, honestly, too. Coach Dean taught science, and coached volleyball, and just started up the program at Magazine. Elisa Blansett, Race's older sister, actually went down to help him start up the program down at Magazine this year. And so he had passed away, and so I just want to give a little shout-out to Coach Dean, kind of just a tribute to him. And he's a good coach, good teacher. Enjoyed having him for science class. So just a good man.
Man, I said this to somebody. I don't remember who, but I think you're okay. I think the main objective of a coach, and we've all had coach. You know, we've had coaches we liked, we have coaches we didn't like, and I think we can probably all agree that the coaches we liked, we didn't necessarily just like them because they were good at the X's and O's of it. They were good people, and they were people that you wanted to be around, and people that made an impact and a difference on your life in ways that was not only the sport you're playing. And man, it's been really neat really cool to see all the outpour of love that we've seen, you know, on Facebook. I don't know if you've seen them. They were all day long former athletes, and Coach Dean was an awesome guy. He was down the hall from me when I first started teaching here. I think for 2 years maybe. My first 2 years he was before he retired the first time. So shout out to Coach Dean, and his family's joined his wife now who passed a couple years ago, and I know they're happy together now. And Wendy, his daughter, we love, support you, and Bearcat Nation here is keeping you in our prayers.
All right, so now we're going to, I'll tell you what, we'll take a little break, be right back, and you're watching Bearcat football. All right, we're back here at Buckaroo Stadium. We're going to go over some stats for you real quick, folks. Your score is 39-14. Booneville Bearcats over the I almost said the Smackaroos, Jake.
We were talking about that a while ago. I've almost said the Smackaroos. I'm glad now I can say it later, and it won't be that big a deal. I was afraid I was going to get made fun of.
Right.
Sounds like a breakfast cereal.
It does, yeah.
Maybe it is a breakfast cereal.
It might be.
I don't know.
So, total number of plays, your Bearcats, 38 plays, 355 yards of offense to Smackover 16 plays, 53 yards of offense. Bearcats, 17 minutes and 54 minutes time of possession. Buckaroos, 5 minutes and 26 seconds. Every single yard of the 355 yards has been on the ground for the Cats.
Shocker.
Yeah, right? So, for the Buckaroos, they got 15 yards on the ground on 6 carries, 38 yards through the air. There has been 1 fumble for the Buckaroos, and they lost it. There's been 2 fumbles for the Cats, but we've been able to jump on that and get it, luckily. We are 3 of 5 on third down for 60%. The Buckaroos are 1 of 4 on third down for 25%. We are 1 of 1 on fourth down for 100%. We've got 5 penalties for 45 yards. They have 7 penalties for 43 yards. They've also got 3 punts that's averaging around 34 yards a punt. Individual stats. Hildreth, 4 of 10 passing, 38 yards. Burgee, he's the leading rusher with 22 yards on 2 carries. And Hildreth has got 5 yards. Boone has -1 yard, which that kind of surprises me there. He's been their workhorse for them. One of their workhorses. Burgee's the other one, but it kind of surprised me with Boone with -1 yards there. Burgee's also the leading receiver. Big number 42, Davis, he's got 4 tackles. Mitchell's got 3.5, followed by Lofton and Barton with 3. For you Booneville Bearcats, Dax Goff, 16 carries, 165 yards, 4 touchdowns. Cody Elliott, 12 carries, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. He joins Trace Hall and Dax Goff with 1,000 yards. So Booneville Bearcats have 3 1,000-yard rushers this year.
That's awesome, man. I don't know. Maybe that's happened more often than I can remember, but I can't off the top of my head think of
Well, see, and that's me. I can't remember off the top of my head,
any team that would have 3. Maybe I'm wrong. We can maybe look into that, but
Yeah.
I know a guy to ask.
Yeah, yeah.
Mr. Glenn Parrish.
We'll have to ask Mr. Glenn. But we've had, what did I say earlier, out of the last 8 years, 6 out of the last 8 years, we've had 2 1,000-yard rushers. So that's pretty cool in itself. There's a 2-year span there. We didn't have a single 1,000-yard rusher. But we did have a quarterback that threw for 800 and ran for 700 in Brandon Ulmer.
Yeah.
So
he got his yards.
He did. Got some more quick stats here. Trace Hall's got 70 yards. PT's got 41. Dax Goff's your leading tackler with 4.5. Damari Poole is your second leading tackler with 2. Hunter Warren, Ferris Daines, and Chase Blumell all has 1 tackle. Davis to do the kicking here for the Buckaroos. He's been doing them high pooch kicks. And he does it again, and Chase Plymell, he was wanting to take it.
He was going to take it to the house.
He was.
He does recover the little pooch kick. Ball's going to be placed at the 46-yard line.
1st and 10, Booneville.
I don't know where 34 came from.
At the
46-yard line. Got a Kelly Carlin, I'm listening, brother. I know you sent me 3 or 4 texts. I'm going to be honest, my hands don't work right now. It's so cold up here. I can't text you back. I see him. He wants to give a shout-out to his daughter, Braylee. She says, go Cats.
PT comes up under center. Washburn and Herrera split out to the right at receiver. Handoff to Dax Goff on the right-hand side. He hits towards the sideline. First down, almost tripped up to the 30. 25 is where he's going to be pushed out about the 22-yard line.
That's that quick strike we were looking for, man. We're looking to inch this thing closer to the mercy rule. I know everybody's cold and ready to get out of here, and that's certainly going to help. It's a big chunk of yardage picked up right there. It's going to bring up that 1st and 10 from about the, can't tell, about the 25-yard line, somewhere in there.
Take this time real quick. Thank a couple more sponsors. The City of Booneville, a good hometown, and Patriot Underground, and Taylor Needard. PT hands off to Cody Elliott on the left-hand side. Cody's going to get about, 5, maybe 6 there?
Yeah, that's a good little gain. It didn't look like initially he really had any room there, but they're placing him at about a 4.5 yards right there.
Right.
Bring up, they're spotting it at 5 now, so it's going to bring up that 2nd and 5 from the 20-yard line. Another good little run right there by Elliott. Doing his thing.
Doing his thing, and, 4 or 5 yards there on the carry. And, get my phone put away here. Cody's really developed into a really good fullback. I mean, not like he wasn't before, but
it's a good job by Smackover defensive player right there. It's Elijah Stanley coming in for the big stop on Trace Hall.
You don't see that.
No, you don't. It's going to be a loss of about 3 yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 8, and the Cats are in 4-down territory here. Clock continues to tick under 10.5 minutes. 3rd and 8. Look for them to pick up a good chunk of this on this play and set themselves up on that 4th down if needed.
Elliott's going to be your fullback. Goff and Hall are your halfbacks. Brooks Herrera split out to the right. Jace Washburn out to the left. Goff goes in motion. Hand off to Cody on the right-hand side. Cody's going to have the first down to the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Bearcats. With 10:05 left to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Boy, Elliott, he's been a force tonight, man. He's
really
been
has.
the player that we needed up the middle between the tackles there, and he's done an excellent job, and that's no different. Ball's punched in, bring the score to 45-14. We do run the extra point team out, looking to add 1 extra to get it to a, 32-point lead with the kick.
Just need to get 1 more touchdown if we stop the Buckaroos.
It's a great kick.
That's
the
a good
snap
kick.
come out a little low. It's handled well by Tatum there. And the kick goes a mile long, way back in there up against the baseball field.
I was going to say, just about went into the baseball field.
over there on that baseball field. The Bearcats won a quarterfinal game, I believe, there. Maybe the semifinal game also. A few years back, they had the state tournament up here, and it was between Smackover and the little town of Norflet just down the road. They've shut down and consolidated, but they still have that baseball field that they use fairly often. And that was the year Booneville ends up going to the state finals.
Yeah.
And they unfortunately do lose that game, but that was one of them years that they kind of shocked everybody.
Right.
They beat Mayflower over on that field. I'll never forget, I was coaching softball when we rolled up. I rolled up late, and the game hadn't started. They had an issue with the umpire. He got too hot. And,
oh, no.
By the time the game starts, it's 11-0 at the end of the first inning.
And there's a little pitch back there to Mitchell, and he's going to be wrapped up by Cody Elliott there.
That was a little interesting right there.
Yeah, it was.
Bigger guy got a hold of that and said, "Nah, you can take it the rest of the way," and pitched that thing back, and he got a good little boost right there. And that's been something that Smackover has definitely had the advantage over tonight. It's been this kickoff return situation. Special teams has been excellent. They've made a lot of big moves and helped them kind of hang around in this game. But we'll looking to get a big stop here, punch one more in, and we'll be in that mercy rule. But Smackover special teams have stepped up and done an excellent job tonight.
We'll see if they hand off to Burgee here. At the end of the quarter, granted he was playing kind of prevent, but he picked up a big chunk of yardage for him there.
Yeah, there's Boone with the carry.
And he's going to be wrapped up by Mr. Connor Lentz there, freshman there for the Bearcats.
Yeah, Smackover's looking for a horse collar tackle. It was close. He had a hold of him up there, but he didn't necessarily pull him down by that horse collar.
Right.
That's one that's probably not going to get called. It was a good run, however.
It was.
Good enough for a first down for Boone, their #1 running back here, and he's going to have him a 1st and 10 inside this 40-yard line.
That's going to put him in the positive yards running for tonight.
Yeah, and that's been something big for the Bearcats. They've done an excellent job of containing him.
Hildreth is going to be hand off to Burgee on the left-hand side.
There he goes. He's got a good little burst.
He's got
right
a big,
here.
good run there, and there's going to be a face mask there against the Cats, and we'll see if it'll probably be the 5, I would think, yard con.
Yeah, probably so. Didn't look like there was any intent or any didn't look rough or anything. It looked like his hand just got up there on the face mask. That's primarily the 5-yarder. But they are giving the 15-yard penalty here.
Wow.
So going to move it way up, and this is by far the best field position that Smackover's had tonight, as they're looking to maintain this game and keep it, inside that mercy rule and keep themselves in a within striking distance to if a couple things go their way. Maybe they'll find a chance to find their way back in it.
Hopefully so. I was looking here, White Hat's waving off, trying to get some stuff settled here. And Smackover coming out of halftime, they made some adjustments here, leaning more towards the run game than they did in the first half.
Yeah, and they kind of got away from that, even though that's been their bread and butter throughout the season. They have thrown the ball, and they show that they can do it, but we'll see what the call is here.
He moved the ball back about a yard and a half, it looked like.
Just trying to make sure we've got it in the right place.
Right. So 9:20 left to go here in the third quarter. Ball's on the, 16-yard line of the Bearcats. Hildreth's going to hand off to Boone, and he's met by Hunter Warren there initially. Damari Poole and Dax Goff on the stop.
That's a good job by Hunter meeting him initially, man. That's got to be intimidating going up against a senior that is quite a, we'll just say it, is quite a bit more.
Yes. Hunter,
no, I'm not saying he's not athletic, but Boone is an athletic-looking kid. He's big and straight muscle, and Hunter comes in, man, and he puts a little pop on him and holds on tight and finds a way to let the cavalry get there to help bring him down. That's a great job.
Hunter goes probably, $165, $170 maybe?
Yeah, probably. He's a big kid. He's slim.
Intercepted by Trace Hall.
Looked like there was Connor Lentz.
I thought Connor Lentz initially had it,
Connor Lentz had it in his hands, and I think it bobbled it a little, and Hall's able to come in as the hero and scoop that up, and that will cut that Smackover drive out here, and it's going to be a turnover. 1st and 10 from, looks like they're going to place it inside the 9-yard line here, but either way, it's going to be Bearcat ball. That 1st and 10 with 8:29 left to go, looking to punch one more in to get it into that mercy rule.
You got a score out there real quick?
Looks like Melbourne scored a few times, so it's 27-13 over Greenland.
Oh, man, so they're
third
starting
quarter.
to still a little bit, starting to pull away. Hopefully Greenland can kind of get something going just a little. Goff goes in motion here and gets the handoff on the right-hand side. Cuts back inside.
Great job by
Good
Goff
job.
just to kind of move his feet
And
a little bit.
He's
got
close
about
to the first.
Yeah, I think he's got it about 11-yard carry right there to the 20. It's going to bring up a 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, and Booneville's now giving themselves a little bit of room to work.
Right.
First down.
Official continues to wind the clock here as it ticks, closing in on 8 minutes. Ball is being placed at the 20 after they get everybody off of one another down here, and Bearcat offense looks to the sideline to get their play in.
Washburn split out to the left and Brooks to the right. Elliott's going to be a fullback. Hall goes in motion, and it's going to be hand off to Elliott. And we just kind of got, I don't want to say tripped up. They kind of grabbed him up top. And
Yeah,
they
they got him up top, and he had to fight through it and just kind of lost his balance a little bit. But, man, we'll take that all day long.
Right.
5 yards a pop. That's all we need.
Yeah.
5 yards a pop will keep this clock moving, keep you in position to win the game.
Right. What's that other score you got there, Isaac?
It's like Newport's also scored a few more times, so it's 36-14 over Quitman.
So it looks like Newport and Melbourne's, I guess, finally decided to wake up or got rolling, honestly.
Yeah, probably had a little momentum shift there.
Elliott again right up the middle, and he's going to have the first down, I would think, right there.
Yeah, looks like about a 6-yard pickup there. Going to keep that first down going.
Cody Elliott on the carry. Trace Davis on the tackle. 1st and 10, Booneville.
So we 7:10 left to go here in the third quarter. Sorry.
7 minutes left to go. Ball's placed at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10.
Washburn's going to be split out to the left. Goff's going to go much a handoff to Trace Hall. Trace the Jet Hall. Fighting for that extra yardage there. About 6-yard carry there for Hall.
Yeah, that's a good little carry by Hall. You don't see him up the middle very often. But no, he cut through there, picked up this 5 yards he needs right there.
Gain of 4 yards.
Looks like they're giving him a gain of 4, so it's going to be that 2nd and 6. Couple Smackover players jogging off the field here.
I was going to say, he had 60 coming into the game for them. That's Dylan Valdez and 70, Dearman. Hall goes in motion. It's going to be hand off to Elliott up the middle. Cody's got the first down over to midfield. 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Bearcats, Cody Elliott.
Boy, we talked about how he was trying to get those 44 to get to 1,000, and
Yeah, he's well over that now.
I'm going to say he got it quick and has continued to push that number up, closing in on I don't know how many tonight. He's got to have over 100.
I would say that run right there was, let's see, 64?
Yeah, somewhere
Somewhere in there.
I don't remember exact spot over here on this end, but that will be enough to push the Bearcats into the mercy rule.
Yes.
Which is what we're all wanting. Sitting here as we shake, I'm getting leg cramps, and that probably has more to do with all the Dr. Pepper I drink and less to do with the weather, though.
Right. Yeah, I was trying not to laugh while
Like
it goes.
Juan's in for the PAT here.
Hey, always give a shout out to Marcos' parents. Give a shout out to Juan's parents too. You know, that can't be easy sitting your kids. Great experience for the kids to come across, you know, but be also rough on the parents.
Yeah, it would be, and I can't imagine. You know,
I
had a daughter, or I call her my daughter, a foreign exchange student come in. Her name was Olympia, and I can't imagine as a parent sending my kid over. But
yeah.
But man, I know she had a good time over here. We keep in touch from time to time, and I'm just telling my daughter right now she's never going.
Right.
not while she's living with me. I don't think I could handle that. So that brings the score to 53-14. Bearcats offense has had pretty much their way with
We'll say we got
the
500 yards of offense tonight.
500 yards here, and time to tack on a little bit more. Once that official winds that clock, it's going to continue to tick from here on out. should be quick from this point on.
Got another scorer.
Like Glen Rose and Fordyce are tied at 14 all.
Maybe Fordyce can get that.
Yeah, Fordyce winning gives us hope of having a chance to have a home game.
Little squib kick here, and it's going to be Lofton there, I believe.
That's number 10.
Devin
Lofton.
First and 10 for the Buckaroos.
So that last run by Elliott puts him at 181 yards.
Yeah.
Dax has got 206, and then Trace has got 72 on the night.
And Trace had a big run negated by penalty early in the game, or he'd be well over 100 as well.
I do want to give a quick shout out to Faith Means and Michael Hoffman. He wants to give a shout out to his wife, Gabby Hoffman, and they say, "Go Cats." Just got this sent to me. There will be a Thanksgiving food giveaway on Tuesday, November 22nd at Booneville First United Methodist Church Family Life Center beginning at 5 p.m. Tyson Foods in Waldron has donated frozen, cut-up chicken, and will have other items to make a meal, and will give one per family until gone. Please stay in your vehicles and start a line outside the Family Life Center on West 4th Street facing towards Highway 23. And just a whole slew of Bearcats in there on the stop as Hildreth was carrying it there.
Looked like that might have been 14 Damari pull in on the tackle. Do have one thing I'd like to point out here. We've got a final in basketball, college basketball. SAU 89 over Ecclesia 49. Booneville's own Logan Bradley still plays for him up there. He finished tonight with 7 points and 3 rebounds.
Right on, that's good.
His dad, Jerry, he listens to us frequently on here and sends us little updates from time to time. And
high pass here, and Trace Hall with the interception. And he's going to head down the sideline, 35-30, 25-20. 15-10, cuts back inside, and that's the first defensive touchdown of the year for the Cats.
That is. And how many interceptions have we had on the season? Do we know?
I think it's 5 now.
5 now.
5 now. Lee Swint, if you're listening, that's 5.
And
I saw your message earlier. I'm mad at you and didn't want to text you back.
Let's see here. No. I've got 8 here. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, I don't think that's right.
Let's see.
We've got a family dispute.
Got a family dispute
up here in the bleachers.
One thing I can't dispute, Mr. Tom Davis, we was talking about him earlier. You know, his son Derek was quarterback of the 2005 team. We had 3 1,000-yard rushers in 2005. Curtis Christian, Daniel Shaw, and Derek Davis. Now, that was a backfield.
Yeah, I remember watching them.
That was fun.
When we were younger, man, they were fun. I looked forward to Friday night every time.
You also had Levi Luder, I think, was on the team. Tobler Turner. I shouldn't have started naming names now.
Yeah, there were a lot of them, man.
Booneville 60, Smackover 14.
I also had a message come in a little bit ago from Brandon Singh. It said the 2001 Bearcats had Becker, Taylor, and Adair all over.
Thank you.
1,000 as well, and that 2001 team was a good team, man.
Yeah, they got robbed. I'll just flat out say it. They got robbed.
We're an unbiased opinion from many, and an extremely biased one from us. We got robbed in that state championship game.
Yeah, that was.
But that's over with.
We'll
let it go. It's only been 20 years. So
yeah.
We'll let it go.
Yeah, sorry.
With the extra point going up right there after the interception return by Trace Hall for a touchdown, that's going to bring the score to 60-14.
And you're liable to see a bunch of the backups starting to come in now. Lofton catches the ball here for the Buckaroos, heads back up the middle. He's met by the kicker, but Damari Poole and our own Lofton there on the tackle. Clayton Lofton.
47-yard line. First and 10, Buckaroos.
Does get the ball up to midfield. Clock will continue to tick again from this point on, so we're under the 3-minute mark in the third quarter. Ball is going to be placed at about the 46-yard line here. The Smackover 46-yard line. First and 10 with Smackover trying to just salvage a little bit here at the end of the game to get it a little bit closer.
You got big old Frank, the Tank Gill. Give a shout out to his brothers here real quick in just a little bit. And then it's going to be a handoff to Burgee on the left-hand side. And still on his feet. as he steps aside down the sideline, and he's going to be pushed out by Mr. Wingfield over there, number 56 for the Bearcats.
Yeah, you're going to have a couple different names shout out through the rest of this night with the reserve squad coming into play, getting valuable time, especially here late in the season. This is a whole different kind of football.
Oh, yes.
When you come in and play, you're messing with the playoffs, you're messing with the cold weather, and this is valuable experience coming in for some of these younger guys to get an opportunity to feel what it's like.
Right, you got Garrick Barr, number 24, in at your outside linebacker, and Dylan Todd is your other outside linebacker on the far side for the Bearcats. Hand off to Boone on the right-hand side, and
nearly tripped up there by
got Connor
Hunter
Lentz
Warren.
and Garrick Barr on the stop there. You also got, let's see, who else is in there for you, Booneville Bearcats? Number 52, that's Ferris Daines. He's going to be in that one linebacker spot for the Cats. Your middle linebacker, that is him, and Hunter Warren. Frank coming out. You got Gage Bouchard, number 76, coming into the game for your Cats. And you got number 57 over here, your left defensive tackle. That's Matthew Crosby. Clayton Lofton is your corner over here on this side. Your far corner over there on that side. Who is that, Jake? Can't see the number.
Can't see his number yet. He's turned at an angle here. We'll see it in just a second.
And it's going to be handoff to Burgee on the right-hand side. Little nice move, but Ferris Daines able to get a little bit on him. 6, that's going to be Niedert.
Yeah, Rhett Niedert coming in. He's a freshman coming up, going to get some valuable time. I'll tell you, Rhett Niedert's going to be an athlete for us guys.
Sir.
He's one that he's recently moved in here and going to make an immediate impact, I think, in some form or fashion on multiple athletic teams here. And
I would think so, and I think Jomer would add a little bit too there. You know, he's another move-in as well. We've had quite a few move-ins.
Yeah, we had a few come
helped.
in over the last couple of years, and it's really helped.
And high pass, you got Niedert in coverage.
We just unable to get turned around before he makes that contact. And that ball is so hard to judge. It soars a mile high. It's wobbling, and the receivers have done an excellent job of coming back to it. And our defenders are just unable to get their head turned around on a few of these. Now, granted, we have had a couple interceptions. We've done our part in multiple ways, but there's been a few that have fallen that we'd like to have back.
Yeah. So that's going to be into the third quarter. A couple other guys out there for the Cats real quick. Number 15, that's Shelton, was your other guy. I think that's the only guy I hadn't called for you Booneville Bearcats out there. So at the end of 3, you Booneville Bearcats are up 60-14 over the Smackover Buckaroos. We'll take a little break and be right back. Watch Bearcat football. And we're back here at Buckaroo Stadium, and it's going to head off to Boone. I think Dylan Todd in there on the stop for your Bearcats. J.J. Redmond had come in a while ago, earlier, for you Booneville Bearcats, excuse me. Frank is back in. Give a shout out to those going to. give a shout out to Frank's brothers. You got Vance, you got Miguel, you got Anthony, and you got Leo and Mom Yo-Yo. Give a shout out to them. Me and Isaac had Miguel on our T-ball team. We'll give a shout out to Jerry's Machine Shop and Magazine. They sponsored our T-ball team, so I'll tell them thank you again for sponsoring our T-ball team. And it's just going to be Hildreth on the keeper. Got a flag on the far side. I think he's going to be short.
Yeah, it looks like he went down right at about the half-yard line. They come in, blow the play dead. We did have that flag on the right side of the field, and they are waving it off. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal situation from it. Looks to me like about the 1-yard line, inside the 1-yard line.
So he's looking at the interceptions. We've got 8 we figured up for the year. We're counting the ones tonight.
Yes, so
that
8
puts
on,
it at 8.
8 on the season, Lee Swint. She messaged, asked earlier, and I seen it, and I can't I can't make myself text on this phone. My hands are frozen.
Hall's got 2 now, and he's got 2 career defensive touchdowns for the Cats. And the ball comes out and still loose, and it's going to be recovered by Dylan Todd. He's got an interception and a fumble recovery on the year.
Yeah, he does. He's done a good job coming in and making a little bit of an impression on this coaching staff.
Yes.
I talked to him the other day, and they said they were proud of the way he worked. His effort level has really picked up this year, and it's starting to show, and you can tell by that. And that was a poor decision right there. They had the I mean, they're 2nd and 1. They're probably going to get in on that play anyway if he just falls forward, and he chose to pitch it to a guy that's not looking, hits him in the back, gets kicked backwards a little bit, and it's recovered by our own Dylan Todd.
And he's just a sophomore, right? If I'm not.
Yes, he's just a sophomore, yep. So that's going to bring up a Booneville possession once again, 60-14 with 9:15 left to go in the half.
Yeah,
First and 10 with our reserves coming in, getting a little extra action, led by our quarterback under center.
Is that Niedert they got in there?
I believe that's going to be
red. Looks like it.
Yep, that's Niedert, number 6.
Garrick Barr is going to be your fullback. Dylan Todd's your right halfback, and Lofton is your left halfback. Lentz is split out to the right at receiver, and it's going to be Garrick Barr right up the middle. And, hey, Garrick's going to have probably about 2 yards there on the carry.
Yeah, and he had to fight for every one of them, too. It looks like they're going to spot him about 3 yards now. So good job by Garrick to lower the shoulder and keep them feet moving in a positive direction there. And now they've moved it all the way up to a 4-yard gain, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 6. Great job by Garrick.
Yeah, he's getting close to having 100 yards. I'm wanting him to get 100 yards and a touchdown. He was close earlier in the year to having a touchdown. Let's see. Garrick. Yeah, Garrick's got 88 yards on the year. One of the backup fullbacks for your Booneville Bearcats. Todd goes in motion, and it's going to be hand off to Lofton coming back on the backhand side.
Yeah, just know where to go. Looks like he's went backwards. No, up about half a yard.
Okay.
This angle, I've struggled all night with that.
Like Osceola scored again, so it's 42-0.
42-0 Osceola?
Yep.
Wow, that surprises me, honestly.
That does me too. So we know where we're going next week.
We'll be headed to Osceola, back to Osceola.
Yeah, 2008.
2008
Bearcats
second round.
Season come to an end down there in Osceola on one of the coldest nights I've ever experienced.
It was very cold.
Both on during the game and that bus ride home.
Bus ride home
was freezing too.
Definitely, yeah. Good run there. I believe that was, who was that? Niedert there. He's got the first down for the Cats.
Niedert's going to be one of those kids that's going to be able to do a little bit with his legs. He's quick. He's got a little bit of explosiveness coming out of him, and I think he's going to be a guy that you're going to see. He's got Washburn ahead of him that'll get some yards and get a lot of playing time, but
he may rotate in the backfield.
Yeah,
Niedert,
Niedert's going to have to be out there in some way, I think. We'll see what they end up doing down the road.
Niedert under center as Lofton goes in motion. He gets the pitch on the right-hand side. Or that is Lentz. That's Connor Lentz there, the freshman there on the run.
Yeah, he got his helmet ripped off.
Yeah, he did.
Once that happens, AAA rules state that the play is to be blown dead, and they tried to blow that thing dead.
They did.
But when you got all that momentum going, it's hard to stop. But that was
Personal foul, face mask.
number
against
8,
Buckaroos.
Tyler Sexton.
15-yard penalty.
He's a senior, getting his name shouted out for
remains
the first time here. He's 5'10", 155 pounds. We do have a face mask penalty charge to the Buckaroos. We can give us 15 additional, 1st and 10
Right.
with 6 minutes left to go.
Give the new line a shout out. Your center is going to be number 76. That's Gage Bouchard. He's a senior for your Bearcats. Your left guard is going to be number 57. That's Crosby. And then number 67 is going to be J.J. Redmond. Your right guard is going to be Frank. And then your right tackle is going to be Mr. Ferris Daines. Dylan Todd there on the pitch there as he got from Niedert. Close to a first down. And, hey, the second group's looking good.
Yeah, they are. They're moving the ball. We do have a flag on the play right here. It came in a little bit late at the 42-yard line. He's moved into the head official here to make a call.
Let's see what the call's going to be.
We've got a personal
Personal foul
charge
against the Buckaroos. So that's a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, that was something on the back side of the play. I didn't see what it was,
I
but
didn't either.
Our lineman on this side was turned around and looked at the official, and by the time he got his head turned around to see the flag come in on top of him. So I'm not sure what the call was, but either way, that's going to be an additional chunk of yardage here given to the Bearcats' second team squad right here with 4:50 left to go in the game.
Yeah, Garrick Barr's back in at fullback now. Hunter Warren was in at fullback on that last play. I mean, you got to brag on these guys. You got, let's see, your quarterback's a freshman, your right halfback's a freshman. You got Daxon Bowman split out here at receiver for your Bearcats. And Lofton's going to get the pitch there, sophomore. And
big hit right there.
Yeah.
Big hit and a show of sportsmanship right
I was
there.
going to say, you could give Davis some credit right there. Is he a senior for them?
I believe Davis was a senior. Let me look.
If not,
no, he is just a junior, so he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
He's going to be a force to reckon with next year for the Buckaroos.
Yeah,
he
had 78 tackles coming in with several tonight. So
yeah.
He's going to be a name that you hear called pretty often. I imagine going to get an all-conference bid from his conference. So Smackover's had a good season this year, guys.
They really have.
They come in as the 2 seed.
Yeah.
They haven't had the same amount of success in the playoffs that the Bearcats had over the last few years. You said they got that 30-30 record.
30-30 record.
Dropped to 30-31, just a hair under 500 tonight. But I think they've got the pieces.
What a run there by Nieder. He's going to have the first down up. Going to be thrown out of bounds about the 23-yard line.
And we're getting awfully close here. We can milk this a little bit and knee it out and be over. We're at 3:20 left to go. You've all heard my math throughout the night, so I'm not going to try to guess what we got to get it down to. That's something I ought to know, and I'll figure out and know from now on. But
Looks like we've got number 9. That's going to be Shelton. We've got both the Sheltons out there now. Skylar Shelton split out at receiver, and then
little brother
Chase is going to be split out, or not split out, but at left halfback.
Yeah, Chase is another one of our freshmen coming up tonight, getting a little bit of extra playing time.
He had a pretty good game that last game they had in junior high.
Yes.
Lentz goes in motion. It's going to be handoff to little Shelton over here on the right-hand side.
Met by a whole bunch of Buckaroos. I believe that's Davis in on the tackle, and he is down on the field, shaking up just a little bit. Now he's up.
Justin James. Pete Hatcher.
Chase Shelton.
Dylan Valdez.
Chase Shelton. Shelton. Yep. All right. Yeah, Jake, you're telling. And Garrick Barr there on the run there for the Bearcats.
1st and 10 for
1:50 left to go here in the ball game. Cats are up 60-14. Ball is going to be at the 12-yard line.
I would think this is a point where we can knee it out and call it a night, guys. So we got a minute 30 left in the game. The play clock, we still can tick 20 seconds off before we have to snap the ball. So I expect to do victory formation here, and the Bearcats are going to win this game 60-14. Looks like we'll be going Northeast Arkansas next week to visit Osceola
Seminoles,
which is a rematch of the state finals in 2018.
Yeah, and we played them 2020 and won 10 to 7. Mr. Gavin the Golden Leg Kent, I should say.
Yeah, that was a defensive battle that
yes,
night.
It was.
In 18, we were able to handle Osceola pretty well in the state championship game. It was led by Evan Slinker, stepped in at the quarterback role after Brandon Ulmer goes down his senior year.
Right,
A lot of the bigger people knew, and Ulmer was a great player.
Ulmer was, yes.
That was supposed to be the kiss of death, you know. That was going to be the end of Booneville was going to win their conference and not be able to do it. And
Evan
we showed them that we had a little more fight in us than they felt like we did, and we were able to bring home that trophy that year. Looking to help get us one step closer next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the ball game.
So it's looking like your Booneville Bearcats are going to be traveling to Osceola
60.
next week, Northeast Arkansas.
We want to thank you for coming out this
refresh the
evening.
phone real quick. I'll give you some
We
final
hope you have a safe
stats.
trip home. Good night, everybody.
So Buckaroos had 28 plays for 170 yards of offense, 13 minutes and 43 seconds time of possession, 16 carries for 69 yards, and 38 passing yards. Booneville Bearcats, 57 plays, 548 yards, and every single bit of that came on the ground. 24 minutes and 29 seconds time of possession, 5 of 7 on third down for 71%. Buckaroos 1 of 4 on third down. They had 9 penalties for 73 yards. We had 7 for 72. Individual stats. The Colin Hilbreath, the quarterback, 4-12 passing for 38 yards and 2 interceptions. Burgee was the leading rusher, 5 carries for 44 yards, and Boone 7 carries for 32 yards.
Excellent job by that defense tonight of containing their 2 big backs.
Yes. Especially Boone, he had 1,100 yards of rushing, I believe, coming into tonight's game. So that's a big, big step up for the defense.
For sure.
Let's see. Leading tackler was their leading tackler, number 42, Davis, the junior, big junior. 6 tackles. Lofton for them, number 10, had 5.5 tackles. Tanner Mitchell, 4. Good little athlete there for the Buckaroos. And number 71, Barton, also had 4. Individual stats for your Bearcats. Dax Goff, 18 carries, 206 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Cody Elliott, 17 carries, 181 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Trace Hall, 9 carries, 72 yards. Peyton Tatum, 3 carries, 41 yards. Rhett Nieder, 2 carries, 25 yards. Garrick Barr, 2 for 9. Dylan Todd, 1 for 8. Chase Shelton, 1 for 5. And Clayton Lofton, 2 for 4. Connor Lentz had 1 for -2 where he got his helmet ripped off there at the end.
Yeah, did his job. Got an additional 15 on it.
Dax Goff, our leading tackler on the year, had 71 tackles coming into tonight's game. We was without our second leading tackler, and Dunn Daniel, he had 50 coming into tonight's game. Dunn wasn't able to play tonight. But Dax had 4.5 tackles. And Damari Poole, he had 3.5 tackles. Hunter Warren and Connor Lentz both finished with 2 tackles. Cody Elliott, Ferris Daines, Chase Plymell played a pretty good game tonight. And Skylar Shelton, Matthew Crosby, and Garrick Barr and David Hicks all had a tackle. Hicks came up early in the game for the Cats, as well as Plymell on the defensive line. Guys, you got anything else?
No, we'll be seeing you next Friday, Thanksgiving week. It's always a good day when you're playing football on Thanksgiving break. So
that's right. Excited,
man. We're blessed to be where we're at and to have such a positive impact this football team has on our community.
Yes.
And, man, we're excited to get an opportunity to get one step closer, and that's going to be a big matchup with Osceola. A lot of people thought Camden was going to win that game coming in. You know, they had a pretty sound win last weekend, and Osceola struggled over
they did.
5-seed Perryville. So a lot of people saw that was going to be an upset, and it definitely was not. Last we saw it was 42-0 Osceola. So we'll be traveling Northeast Arkansas. Expect a fight and expecting a big game for the Bearcats coming up.
Isaac. Oh, Isaac's already got his headset off, everything.
He's ready.
He's ready to go. It's a little chilly out here. And for Isaac Brown, Jake Fennell, I'm Zach Austin. Lord willing, we'll see you next week. And remember, as always, it's a great day to be a Bearcat.